Honestly, I didn't like the Sonic movies, and it's not just because, I know people don't really like Sonic to begin with, especially with his game track record as of late. I just didn't think the movie. I didn't think the movie was really that funny, honestly. Both of them. And considering how people basically like to make fun of Shadow with him being edgy and shit, I would not be surprised if they went the low blow and tried to make him into the butt of many jokes. People have been doing it with Shadow ever since the one game he was supposed to be in. And considering his actual backstory, besides being the fake Sonic, it actually kind of makes you think, honestly. But it's like, people misconstrue him for being an edgy emo son of a bitch, and I guess some of the games kind of do that, but considering the Sonic movie literally has fucking a fart joke in there, and that they don't even make the movies feel like the games at all, aside from one scene in the second movie, where they have Labyrinth Zone, and having Jim Carrey as Dr. Eggman. It just doesn't feel like a fucking Sonic movie. It really doesn't. Even if it was a movie to begin with, it wasn't even that good. The fucking comedy is just pissed here. Sonic's always fucking cracking jokes, even when it's not necessary. I mean, yeah, he's always a jokester. People always try to argue this, but it's like, even in Sonic Adventure 2, the game that's arguably the darkest Sonic game made, there were still times for when the game wants to be serious compared to the shit that One Piece gets so much shit for when it comes to just being a joke of non-stop comedy shit or whatever. It's insane. Like, I even played through Bayonetta because I'm like, if I'm going to be watching a shitty movie, I might as well play through a shitty game. Which, okay, maybe that's a little bit dishonest. I can't really say Bayonetta is a shitty game in that sense. But I just didn't really enjoy playing it. I can at least respect it, but I don't know if I'm going to be playing the second game anytime soon. But since I have Simu up and running at least, I'm going to definitely see if I can at least. I'm not bothering with the Switch version. Though it is nice they actually did make it so you can play the co-op mode and local mode, which essentially System Link or LAN for short. So I guess that's good. But I'm going to stick with the original release. And trying to find a copy of Bayonetta 2 with the original is kind of a pain, but oh well. Honestly, even if the movie was to sell at the box office, it doesn't change the fact that people consider the Sonic movie to be like the golden standard of video game movies. I just don't agree at all. Like, it didn't feel like I was watching a Sonic movie. It felt like I was watching something completely different. It was awful. Like, they introduced shit that was never in the games. Even checking on the wiki, that stupid bird from the first or second movie was never in any of Sonic media, even the comics. Which for some reason Sega had to make the long-running comics of Sonic canon, even though it's never once been mentioned in the games, would have infinite potential for gaming if Sega actually gave a shit. Like, apparently there's been crossovers with Mega Man and other characters, and it's just like, there's never been an actual game aside from Smash Brothers where they showed this, and it's just lame. They also played it way too safe with the references and shit. Like, they referenced Sanic, that really stupid meme from yesteryear or whatever. And then in the second movie, they obviously have to throw in a Uganda Knuckles reference. Like, even Jim Carrey says it in the beginning of the movie, so it's not even a spoiler. He literally says, "I will show you the way." You cannot tell me there's a fucking reference to Uganda Knuckles. I don't know. It's just nonsense, honestly. I think I mentioned a couple videos I talked about the damn movie. It's like, I like the interaction between Sonic and Knuckles because it felt like there was something that they both had but then lost, which is kind of cool. And then it just completely ruins it by having shitty tier writing. It's like, it doesn't know what the fuck it wants to do with Sonic. Like, it wants to be a completely squeaky clean children's movie, but using an anthropomorphic hedgehog who has a couple of run-ins with Dr. Robotnik where shit actually got serious, and yet they play it so fucking safe that it hurts. You know what's sad? Even the Pokemon movie actually had some moments of it being serious, like especially with Detective Pikachu. And even though I completely detest Pokemon, I actually kind of enjoyed sitting through the Pokemon movie. Like, it actually felt like I was watching a Pokemon movie. I mean, yeah, it wasn't perfect. There were some things that were kind of dumb. It's like, I actually felt like I was watching a damn Pokemon movie. Or anything with Pokemon to begin with. You know, it actually felt like I was watching it. And since it was taking the spin off of Detective Pikachu, apparently it's another spin off of Pokemon games where you have Pikachu as a detective, whatever. It's like, you know, at least it could kind of have some decent material, or if it's adapting something from one of the games, I really don't know. But it's like, it actually felt like I was watching a Pokemon movie and shit. I didn't feel it was Sonic at all. It just felt like I was watching all those typical mascot movie characters that tries to play it super safe with its squeaky clean humor, and yet in the second movie it's like they have a bunch of shit that tries to reference old shit that no modern fan of Sonic will understand unless they saw it on YouTube or something. Like, it's just really stupid. Like, I think it has a really shitty complex of if it wants to pander to new fans or old fans. And even something like not the Amazing Spider-Man, no. Even the Spider-Verse movies, even though I can't stand multiverse movies, at least I feel that could kind of work, since, you know, essentially with the multiverse complex essentially introduce infinite possibilities. I guess it kind of makes sense, but it's just like, they try to do so much of it, and considering that they're bringing Shadow into it, it's like, I can only expect them to basically ruin Shadow to the point of being a complete joke. I don't even know who's going to voice him, to be honest. Like, I give no fucks. He was supposed to be in Sonic Adventure 2 in that one game, and that was it. Because people liked him so much, he became a recurring character. And his quality of writing in games has been varied. Even the one game that he was in, it was kind of hit and miss. So, I don't know if they're going to try to throw everything in at once, or just going to do the really cheap, shitty thing of having him being the butt of many jokes. They're going to probably reference a whole bunch of shit from Sonic Adventure 2 or something, and it's just like, it's fucking dumb. Like, I would rather watch the Japanese version of Sonic X, where they actually, you know, have Sonic actually doing cool shit. Like, even swearing in front of Cream. Yeah, imagine that. Like, he just swears right in front of Cream, the fucking 6-year-old rabbit, or whatever age they are. Who fucking cares at this point? The fucking age in Sonic, whatever the hell is it, lore is completely redundant. It's like power levels in Dragon Ball. It's just completely pointless at this point. Redundant statement is redundant. And the thing that really annoys is that I've seen people getting a lot of shit for criticizing the Sonic movie, and it's just like, why? Like, why is it above criticism? Like, I didn't really think it was anything that special. Like, not even Jim Carrey could save that shit. And he's usually pretty fun in the stuff that he's in. Unless you're watching, like, the number 23, where it's probably his most serious work ever. Unless there's something else that I'm missing. But it's just, like, he didn't even make the movie, honestly. And it kind of sucks, because a lot of films or other media where it's just not really well liked, but usually the actor that's playing one of the main roles usually saves it. But I didn't feel that at all with the Sonic movie. Like, some people gave me shit for saying this, but I'm still gonna say this until the day that I die. But, like, why the hell do they make Jim Carrey not wear some fat suit to make him look like Dr. Robotnik in the games? Like, I'm not saying to make him all CGI or whatever, but it's like, they literally have fat suits in Hollywood. I'm not saying to make Jim Carrey put on a bunch of pounds and shit, but it's like, you can give him a fat suit and make him shaped like a damn egg. You know, that's why he's called Dr. Eggman, because he's shaped like a fucking egg. Like, and considering all the various continuity changes, maybe they'll do the thing where he actually gains weight and they start calling him Dr. Eggman because of, you know, his ridiculously proportioned shape sort. It's like, he's just another slim dude in a fucking red suit, at least until, or before he gets it in the actual thing or whatever. It's, I don't know. Even Sonic 06 got flack for that, but people justify it in the live action version because, oh, well, they can't do that. Yes, they can. Hollywood can do a lot of amazing shit. Like, come on. Even if I just gonna sound really stupid, but like, if they can make Thanos the way that he does in the Marvel movie, they could make Jim Carrey look like Doctor Robotnik at least. Like, I can understand like in the beginning, or whatever, before he dons the red suit, or whatever, but it's like, it's just lame. It's the least of the film's problems, though, because, you know, it feels like nitpicking, to be honest, but it's like, you get the most basic things wrong, and yet, I don't know. It's just annoying me a lot, honestly. The humor is very cringe, too, and even changing the most basic thing about the Shang Wu fucking giant ring where you can think wherever you want to go, and it's just fucking lame. Like, they literally changed the giant ring to make it literally a plot armor device where they just think wherever you want to go and you just go there. It's just really stupid. Also, the second film is really fucking horrible pace in the beginning. Like, you think there'd be a moment of tension where, you know, Sonic is having nightmares about Dr. Robotnik because, you know, he's trying to come back and shit, but no, it literally happens. Like, I legit thought it was supposed to be like a nightmare sequence or something where it shows Sonic having to deal with Dr. Robotnik and shit, but no, it just happens like right in the dot. It's really annoying. Like, what the hell? But like I mentioned, people will defend this to hell and back, and I really don't understand. Like, so it's not even the worst movie I've ever seen. Like, personally, that would go to Bad Teacher. I think that is the most unfunniest movie I've ever seen, and the fact that people actually act like that in real life is disgusting. But it's like, people will always find a way to make these films above criticism, which annoys me. Like, I'm not saying it's as bad as the old Mario film, which I've yet to see the actual new Mario movie, by the way. I don't know when I'll probably watch it. Maybe we'll see if we can watch it on Christmas or something. It's, I have thought of doing it, because I think one year I actually watched Pokemon. Though unfortunately that same year I had that really awful head cold and it was really annoying, or whatever the hell it was. It was before the coronavirus hit, or whatever. It was really fucking awful. It wasn't Corona, though, but it was still something really awful.